Okay, today we're playing a game on the Temple of Anubis. We're in the Silver SR range, and we will be playing Anna the entire way through. There is actually a little bit of Bridget in there, but I do mean a little bit of Bridget, like a minute of Bridget, so it's basically all Anna. Because we're in Silver, I don't care what the team comp is, aside do we have a tank, do we have a healer? Well, as we can see, we have both of those things, so let's just start the game. So we're sitting all the way back here, nice and safe, very hard to die all the way back here, provided you're watching for flankers on the left-hand side, because basically that's how you die, is you get flanked because somebody went up on the left side and you couldn't see them, or you get sniped. If they dive you very convincingly, you can die as well, but I mean, it's kind of unlikely for a coordinated dive to happen. So someone's on the left because D.Va's currently fighting them, but we'd have to go extremely out of our way to actually heal the D.Va, so we're just going to stay right here instead, and just throw that right in Lucio's face. He's probably none too happy about that one. So it takes us a little while to notice that Symmetra's almost dead, it looks like. I'm not really super crazy about throwing the bio grenade at Lucio, because it's just the Lucio. And I'd rather use it for something like, well, the Symmetra right now, where we'd be able to get her and the Moira, probably. Or we could have tossed it up there, seeing as Winston was trying to dive on the rest of our team up there, and presumably he's going to have somebody coming up to help him as well. So Tracer's behind us right now, she just blinked down the staircase. Grenade's back up now. Symmetra has miraculously managed to survive, basically because people are bad at killing other people in Silver more than anything else. So D.Va's gone all the way up there, and she's lost her mech to Soldier, so that means Soldier's up there on the high ground, which is going to be extremely inconvenient for us. A fairly optimistic grenade toss, but it did look like they were hanging around at the back anyway. So it's very aggravating that Soldier's up there. I would not throw the grenade up there at this point. So currently, need to heal, there's a health kit behind us, or we can use the bio grenade as well. But we instead did neither of those things and tried to throw the bio grenade at Soldier. It's hard to throw a grenade at somebody on the high ground unless they're also standing next to a wall. So I would have rather just used the grenade to heal, like, ourselves, rather than do that. But there was also just, like, a small health kit in the room we could have picked up before we tossed the grenade out as well, and then we would have survived. It's a very aggravating situation to be in, with the Soldier up there as Anna, because there's just, like, nothing we can do about that. I didn't even know Baby D.Va was there. And I still can't honestly tell you where she is. Come on, you can do it. No, I just can't see her. She just dies. I just can't see her. I am colorblind, so, you know. Perhaps that's the issue. So Symmetra's wall is in the way. Look at that. Couldn't be safer if we tried. There's no fight happening right now, so there isn't really much for it to protect us from. But if a fight was theoretically happening, we'd be super fucking safe. So we're currently wounded. Don't want to be walking around at half health, especially as someone as easy to kill as Anna. So just, like, throw the grenade at yourself to heal. Because by now, we could have thrown, like, 2 grenades, and it would be off cooldown again. So we could have just healed ourselves at any point during that and been at significantly less risk of dying. There's also a health kit behind us right now that we could pick up. We're walking around at 100 health. It's very scary. Soldier was using Tac Visor, which is why we were sitting out of the way right there. We've still been walking around at like 100 health for an extremely long time, and it's very scary, and I don't like it. This is a very optimistic grenade toss, because the bubble is right there and all. And the thing is with the grenade, Anna's cooldowns, I'm gonna die, hold on. Anna's cooldowns are really strong. With the grenade, oh fucking hell. Let's watch that one again. With the grenade, we're really trying to get like as many people as possible with it, preferably on both teams. Just like tossing it at one dude. Like right there, we save Lucio and force Tracer to recall. Save Zenyatta, not Lucio. And force Tracer to recall. Whereas, you know, if they're just like sitting over there in the choke point and you toss the grenade at them, it's like, well, they're purple, but they can just like wait to not be purple and then pick a fight and it'll be good. It was a little bit scary. It looked like it might just come far enough. It didn't come far enough, but it did manage to kill Zenyatta and Symmetra. So we basically... We're not gonna... God, what's wrong with me? We're not going to get a much better nano boost than that for that particular fight, but simultaneously, I feel like we already lost the fight by that point. As soon as I see the D.Va ult do that, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'll ult anybody this time. And so it's only like D.Va. She's not exactly super likely to turn it around. So we just kind of end up committing our ult to a fight that we've already lost, which is not a good practice. Don't want to commit our ult to a fight we've already won, or a fight that we've already lost. So, I was wondering where the fuck Reinhardt was. I feel like I haven't seen him forever. I'm not really super crazy about that grenade, because the anti-heal on Lucio is not really going to achieve much when he's used Sound Barrier, because his actual health isn't going to be taking any damage in the near future anyway. And then we get killed by Tracer's Pulse Bomb. Feels bad, man. But I'm not super crazy about the Bio Grenade right there. Basically, like, the only real benefit it would get is being on Reinhardt. But Reinhardt also wasn't being threatened at the time. So I'd rather wait until the fight has actually started. Here I'm fine with throwing it at the Lucio, because Lucio is one of the only people still alive for the enemy team right now. But then it does leave us in the situation where Tracer's trying to kill us, and we don't have the grenade to defend ourselves, which means we land the Trank or we get killed, unless somebody helps us. But we're in silver. Nobody's going to help us. That's the risk with using the Bio Grenade, is that it's the way that it's like the most guaranteed way to save yourself from a flanker, because if you get yourself and the flanker with the Bio Grenade, the flanker will disengage. The Genji will back off, because he's like half health and purple. The Tracer will use recall, because she's in one-shot range, so like it will get them off you. But if you don't have it, can't really do that. Then all you got is the Trank, which is way less reliable for stopping a flanker. Tried to stop Moira's ult with the Trank, we missed her. It was going to be a hard one to land, but might as well try. If we can stop her ultimate, that's obviously really good. I don't want to stand in the closet right now. I'm not big into that. And because basically it's just like a way scarier location to be, because suddenly, well, now we're in a bad spot, and we have to go across the point again to get back to safety. And we've, like, isolated ourselves from the rest of our team, because the rest of our team is hanging out in the cave. We could have just hung out in the cave, but we slowly trended towards the left, towards the closet, which is a much less safe place to stand. It's alright, the fight was won in our absence anyway, so it doesn't matter. Don't use the grenade to heal people up between fights. All it does is get them healed slightly faster. If no fight is currently happening, don't need to do that. You can just shoot them to heal them instead. And you might go, well, if there's no fight happening, doesn't matter if I use the grenade either. You don't know what's going to happen, though, at the same time. And the grenade's cooldown is very long. So I'd rather just... There's no reason to use the grenade to heal people between fights, because nobody's being threatened. So I'd rather save the quite long cooldown in case something bad does happen. So our team's going up super far right now. I think we might be all healed. No, we've still got Symmetra. I was like, we might be triple tank, triple support, but no, we are not actually. So super optimistic grenade throw, but our team is currently fighting Winston because Winston decided that he didn't want to live. So what are they going to be doing in the meantime, I suppose, at the same time? So there is a Tracer still harassing us, which is inconvenient for us as Ana, obviously. So, here comes Lucio. This is the unfortunate thing with Anubis, is that, like, it's very easy for people to get on the left and right side of you, and if you're standing on the left side and a flanker comes left, you have to go all the way back across the point to get to the right side, because you want to be on the side of the objective that is opposite to the enemy team, because then they have to go through your entire team to get to you. But, if somebody's on the left and they're in the middle, suddenly you have to go a really long way to get to the other side, and it's kind of unfortunate. And it's quite hard to like keep track of flankers on this map because they can go quite a few different ways. It's very inconvenient. Alright, I'm gonna sit on the right side because it's nice and safe over here, and then Tracer and Genji are like, psych, we came this way this time instead. Oh, fun, now I gotta go all the way over here. My Reinhardt probably isn't holding his shield up because, let's be real, What kind of pussy bitch just stands holding a shield up when he could charge straight away? I mean, look at this nice straightforward line for him to charge down. They're coming up this way. It's like 3 kills, am I right? The Reinhardt's gonna be busy pushing shift. Please do not actually do that. Yeah, please don't. So I don't want to do that at all. I don't like that use of nano boost. There hasn't really been a great opportunity to use nano boost because the enemy team just kind of haven't really been doing very much, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, there have been a couple of times we died, but the push was so inept that they lost even though they killed the main healer at the start of the fight. And outside of those, like, 2 fights, nothing really has happened, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, nothing of serious note, anyway. And so, I mean, you know, there hasn't really been a great time to use Nano Boost, but, like, I'm not crazy about using it to, like, save D.Va's mech. If, like, she probably wouldn't have even lost it regardless from that position. She might have done, but, like, I'd rather save the Nano Boost to use on, like, the person, like, to use on a person in the fight. D.Va, there was no fight happening for the D.Va right there. But, regardless, didn't matter. Enemy team's not particularly good. So we're about to enter the very brief Bridget stage. Right here. We aren't Bridget for very long, so don't worry about that one. So now we must attack. All we've got to do is capture the first checkpoint, and then we can't lose from that position, which I always find to be a very liberating feeling. Will we win? Not necessarily. It's Temple of Anubis. 90% of the map is capturing the second checkpoint, to be honest with you. I have seen a fair few games get resolved on the first checkpoint of Anubis, but not really very often. Most games I see on Temple of Anubis are, we capture the first checkpoint very quickly, and then we sit on the second checkpoint for about 14 minutes, and if we're lucky, somebody captured 33%. I hate Temple of Anubis. What an terribly edgy opinion, I know, but 2CP maps are kind of a bitch. Particularly Anubis. Horizon is still a bitch, even after they changed it. It's better. Don't get me wrong, it's better, but it's still bad. I still think the best designed 2CP map is Volskaya Industries. I still think that's the best one, but it's still not good. Like, it's still not good. 2CP is just, it's fucked. I don't like it. It's bad. If we could just, like, take those maps out, that'd be fantastic. Maybe put some more King of the Hill maps in right there. Still haven't really gotten to play very much on Busan, but here's a hot tip for you for when you go to Korea, right? The map has some of the longest sightlines in the entire fucking game. Those are the maps to play Widowmaker and Soldier on. Particularly the town one, I don't know what it's called, is very good for Widowmaker. And the other 2 maps are very good for Soldier. Particularly the Shrine map, which is literally just, I'm gonna sit right here on the staircase on my side of the map, and look at that, I can see fucking everything. I'm just gonna sit here as Soldier and just shoot at all those people, because it's just a giant empty fucking basin with almost no cover in it. And as long as they don't flank me, all's well, man, all's well. Very unusual for a 2CP map. Because their 2CP maps are very much like Deathmatch, and I mean, you know, they still are, but in a different way. The other 2CP, the other King of the Hill maps are very brawly maps, for the most part. There are some that are very good, like long-range ones, like Sanctum, fantastic Soldier map, but for the most part, they're all pretty brawly. And then you got Busan, which is just, like, truly some of the just, like, most huge fucking lines of sight I've ever seen. It's incredible. So, pick Soldier, pick Widowmaker, great maps for them. Big open spaces. The worst one is the Egg Carrier, but I mean, it's still got some pretty sick sight lines still. So, their Bridget just, like, drastically overextended and got punished for it. They've got a Bastion, and our team is presently in the course of suiciding on Bastion. Like, isn't it incredible just how single-mindedly people will kill themselves on a Bastion? Because, you know, you could exercise a little bit of discretion and wait to be in a slightly better position to go at the Bastion, or we could just keep going. Like, we could just play Reaper and just run at the Bastion in a straight line, holding down left click, and maybe our left click will become better than Bastion's at some point during that. Who knows, maybe he just won't shoot us. Could wait for the shield to be up so we could, like, march up to the Bastion with the shield up and then pin him when we get close to him, and cover our team shooting. Or I could run at him swinging my hammer and just hope that I fucking bat the bullets out of the way like I'm using a lightsaber. You know, both of these are realistic dreams. So that's the end of the Bridget segment right there. No more Bridget, no sir. So, they have a Bastion. So, Ana is, like, the best support to play against the Bastion, because Bio Grenade or Trank should both theoretically lead to a dead Bastion. But, I mean, you know, our Diva elected to change into Winston versus the Bastion, which is a questionable decision at the best. So, oh, there goes Reinhardt. He hears, like, Bastion's in tank form right now. He hears tank form happen. And what does he think the obvious play right there is? Shift. And then he gets fucking shot to death because a tank just shot him in the fucking skull. Who could have possibly seen that one coming? Certainly not I, never in a million years. So that one didn't go super well. On the bright side, Bastion used configuration tank. On the downside, half the time Bastion dies because he used configuration tank rather than stay in sentry form. So, you know. Because usually the Bastion will go into configuration tank and charge forward and then get clapped by some crowd control and die because he went forward. And, you know, he's a tank. I can't deny the dream that he has, but at the same time, if I'm playing Reinhardt and he uses configuration tank, I go, oh, thank the Lord. Oh, I can just hold up my shield, and then as soon as he tries to come through the shield, as he inevitably will, pin him. Dead. Easy peasy. Because he won't one-shot me in tank form. Easy peasy. Or if I'm playing Bridget, I go, thank the Lord. As soon as he comes forward, I'm just going to stun him, and then hold my shield in front of him, and then that's going to be like most of configuration tank wasted right there, because the Bastion, like... Shooting the ground next to the Bridget shield is too difficult for the average Bastion player to process. And, you know, I don't respect most people in this game, because, like, no matter how high you get, people just do dumb shit. Inevitably, they do dumb shit. The Bastion will just sit there shooting into the Reinhardt. Like, he will see the Reinhardt holding the shield up in front of his team and go, now seems like the perfect time to use configuration tank. Whereupon the Reinhardt immediately goes, whew, thank God, now he definitely isn't going to break my barrier anymore, and I can actually start getting some forward momentum going because he used his ultimate. How strange is that? So, Bastion's a weird hero, though, isn't he? You know. So we're just going, oh, God. It's very unfortunate. Like, somebody said to go. We don't have a tank anymore. We do literally just have to do this rush. Well, we do have a tank, but it's Diva. So, you know, we do have to do this run. But there's a Bastion right there. If the Orisa used Halt pretty well to stop us as well, though. But, I mean, it's a scary run to have to make. But we have to do it because we didn't have a tank to cover for us. Because, obviously, Diva isn't going to be covering for us, is she? Might as well try for it. You never know. Sometimes you get a kill. Sometimes you save the person who was about to die. So this is the position where it's going to be better to use the scoped form because the Pharah is very far away. Near a Pharah wherever you are. And Ana's gun is actually hit scam while you're scoped, and it's a projectile unscoped. So that's the kind of range where, like, the scoped version is better for the hit scam. But simultaneously, I have seen Ana players That looked weird as fuck. That just looked like it went through her shield. Or is she facing the other way? Because it just, to me, it looks like that just went straight through her shield. I guess she was facing the other way. Whatever. Weird. What was I talking about? I have seen Ana players who only play, like, unscoped, and they have hit the person from 1 billion miles away with that projectile. So there's also just a degree of personal preference in there. Some people like projectile weapons, some people like hit scan weapons, so it depends. So even though we started getting some forward momentum, this is one of the most awkward things ever. Thank goodness that's over. We did kill her. So even though we got some forward momentum going, we did start stalling out as a consequence of just, like, not really having any tanks, so they started picking people off, but spawn advantage for the attackers on the first checkpoint, so we regrouped faster than them, we didn't die to the fucking battle mercy, so it all works out. So there goes the tire off to do some work. This is an extremely optimistic trank dart, and I wouldn't go for it, because it's a very, very long cooldown ability. You don't really want to throw the trank out there just kind of like hoping it works. So I'm actually, like, sort of okay with doing that because it is the mercy that we make purple. And, I mean, as we can see, we don't end up with a better opportunity. Mercy is like a high enough priority target that I am actually fine with just hitting her with the bio grenade, because it makes Mercy significantly easier to kill. And Mercy's very important to kill, as it turns out. Who would have guessed? So Moira's got Coalescence. We've almost got Nano Boost. We do have Reaper to combo with, and that's kind of it. So we did Nano Boost Moira during the last checkpoint as well. I think that was fine, just to try and keep the Moira alive, seeing as we didn't have many other people alive at the time. So, but Reaper's the only real combo we've got going on right now. So push tab more often, just so we can see what people's ultimates have. As Ana, this is very important, because what you do with your ultimate is often dictated by who has their ultimates as well. It's just good practice in general to push tab and look at what your team's ult charge is at, but, like, particularly for, like, Ana and Zarya. So it's actually also would be fine to nano boost the Moira while she's using Coalescence. It's not like an all-star combo or anything, but, you know, it's pretty good. It's alright. It's one of those ones where you're like, well, it's not great, but I'll take it. Like when you nano boost the Diva, you're like, well, it's not ideal, but, like, you know, it's fine. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, he did just run at that Bastion holding left click, didn't he? Ooh, what a god. Ooh. Good job, Reaper. You almost had him, almost had him. Space Auto Man. Oh, Lady in Blonde playing Mercy. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Symmetra, solid. Not really that good. Raid Breaker, no. What's his name? Legenda Swipe. Okay. Belden. Steven Rolls. No. Lady in Blonde is the only good name we had today. So I can't think of a super concise comment to put in right at the end here. Basically, what stood out the most was I wasn't super stoked about, like, how we used our grenade a lot of the time. But that's kind of the only recurring thing that stood out to me. We didn't really have a lot of time to, like, talk about Nano Boost in this game, because, like, really they're... Oh, fuck, have you seen the time? Oh, god, oh, no, oh, so close to being lead time. Oh, goddamn. There weren't really that many good times to use Nano Boost in this game, but such is the life of the lower SR game, to be honest with you. You will often just end up using it to keep people alive, probably, because people are not gonna They're not gonna combo, let's be real. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us, and I hope you found the video helpful.